So, hello everyone, welcome to Triaright. This is Pack 365. Myself Sujit. So, in this session, we are going to learn what is decorator that's available in Python. Okay, so we have already know what is decorator. Okay, means it will be telling that without destroying the original functionality, we need to add something. Okay, to represent this decorator, we need to use our @ symbol. Okay, we have already know. Then what is the functionality? How to create this user defined decorator? Because as of now we are trying to dealing with the decorator that's already available. Means @static method, then @class method, then @abstract method. So these are the different type of decorator that's available. Then if in the interview they going to ask you what is decorator, so you can say that so decorator in Python is a function that modify the behavior of another function without changing its code. Okay, so it is a design pattern which is used to add additional functionality for a class, because everything in our oops concept, it will be purely based upon our class and object. Okay, so now whenever we are trying to discuss about this decorator, so decorator says that it is a design pattern which is used for to adding the functionality for a class without changing its original functionality. Means whenever we are trying to dealing with our abstract class in our abstraction, we are trying to use this concept called our capital ABC and the abstract method. We are not we are not changing the original functionality, but we are adding some functionality. So in the real time, how to create this decorator? Okay, because we have two types of decorator. One is called our inbuilt decorator and one more called our user defined decorator. So the inbuilt decorators are class method, starting method and abstract method. Then how to create this user defined decorator? Okay, so guys, first come to our VS code. First we need to understand, then only we are going to write the theoretical point. Okay guys, so whenever you are trying to dealing with the decorator, make sure that you need to give two nested function. Means you are trying to create two function. Okay, make sure that you need to create nested function. So nested function means inside a function another function will be there. Means like our nested if, means if inside a another if, means the function inside another function. So how to create? Now we are trying to see now. So we are taking a small example of our outer function and inner function, because here we are trying to dealing with our two function. Okay, so now here I am trying to create the outer function. Okay, so here I am trying to create this outer function, and inside this I'm trying to create another function that is called inner. Okay, as of now we know that whenever we are trying to use our decorator, we must need to use this nested function. So then what is the more functionality? So then the outer function should carry one mandatory argument. So our outer function means the def outer, it's need to carry one mandatory argument. You can give anything, but as per our industrial standard, you need to give your args, because at that time you need to give the argument. That's why the short form will be args. Okay, after you give, you need to create something. Okay, after here it will going to happen. Now is it will be looking like a decorator, but still we are not using. Then why we try to use this method? Then you need to give some static method, abstract method. So now we are trying to create our user defined decorator. Okay, so after creating this, now if I try to printing something in our inner function, because if I try to print something in our outer, here you can print, or inside this inner also you can print. So now if I'm trying to print something in our inner, so I'm just trying to print hello Triaright. Okay, so here I'm just trying to print hello Triaright, and here I need to call this one function that is called our args. Okay, what is this args? It will be storing this args argument. Okay, so why I'm trying to calling, you can get a clear picture on that. First I need to give a one more argument, that whenever we are trying to dealing with the decorator, the inner function must return the inner argument. Okay, so now I need to return here the inner function. Okay, so after it inner, now it will be becoming ready to use our decorator. So how to use this decorator? By the help of our at the rate. Okay, after using this at the rate, now every time we try to give class method or then static method, then abstract method. So here which method name we need to keep? So here the method name says that the outer, means whenever you are trying to create your user defined function, every time you need to use your outer function name. So in our case, the outer function name will be outer. So now here I am trying to give the outer. So now we are taking all the functionality of our outer function. Now we are trying to modify something. Okay, so now I'm just trying to create one more function here called, that is called Sunday. Okay, so here we are just trying to write it's a holiday. Okay, it's a holiday. So here I'm just trying to write it is a holiday. Okay, after this year, now if I'm trying to print, okay, still now I'm not using anything because I'm not calling any function. If I try to run this one, it will be not giving anything, we know that. So now if I'm try to call this Sunday only, okay guys, just see, if I'm try to call this Sunday, just see the output guys. Okay, just see how many output it will be displaying. It's printing hello Triaright, also it's hello holiday. But guys, I am not printing about this hello Triaright because we know that whenever we are trying to run any function, you make sure that you need to call that. But here we are just calling this Sunday, but how the Triaright will be going to print it? So this is called our decorator, means without changing the original functionality, it will be adding some extra functionality. So now we are trying to see the control flow, means how the control flow will going to work. Okay, so whenever your control come to our VS Code, whenever it first starting see a decorator, means the at the rate symbol, first it will be directly come here, means it will be not executing from the first line. So here it will be directly starting the implementation of our 8 lines. Okay, after it will be come to here, it will be storing the address of this function, means the Sunday address will be storing in our outer, means the outer will be carry the Sunday address, means we can say that the at the rate, this at the rate will store the address of our Sunday and storing in our args, because here it will be accepting one mandatory argument. So after it will be executing, it will be taking the address of our Sunday, and this at the rate will be comes to our outer function. In the outer function, the args will be storing. So after it will be storing, after control go to the args, means the outer get it calling, means whenever this function will be getting called, means this outer getting called, means the args will be getting called, means whenever this args will be getting called, means the outer function will be start implementing, means the function called will be should happen. So here the function call will be going to happen, then it start executing the inner function. So guys, in the inner function, we are just try to print hello Triaright. So guys, just see here also, first it will be not printing it's a Sunday. Okay, first it will be printing hello Triaright, because after the 8 line will be executing, directly it will be executing the first line, because in the first line the args will be storing the outer. Okay, after this outer will be start implementing inside the statement, which statements are available inside our outer function, it will be start implementing. So here the function will be says that the inner function. So inside this inner, we are trying to print the hello Triaright. That's why here it will be printing hello Triarights. After printing hello Triarights, we are trying to create this args. So guys, in the args, the value of Sunday will be presented. So means whenever this inner will be getting activated, the args also will be getting activated. That's why the args will be stored the Sunday address, means from here it will be called this Sunday. After it will be printing, it will be again come to our args, because we know that after it will be printing, it will be come to the function call only if I try to use your return keyword. Okay, then this Sunday will be get call, and Sunday will be storing the address of our inner. So the print will be our it's a holiday. Okay, this is the control flow behind this our decorator. So in our already predefined decorator, that is called our class method, static method, and abstract method, the Python developer will be only writing the same concept. Means to create a decorator, first we need a nested function. After you are giving a nested function, first you need to create another function, and that function must be decorate with our outer function. So if I try to change the outer function name also, here it's happen, means based on your function name, then only you need to give that. Okay, so this is all about our decorator. Okay, so now we are trying to write some theoretical point, then we are trying to discuss more related point, because in the interview or in your real time also, everything it will be purely based upon our decorator only. Okay, if I try to take a real time example also, okay, think like a decorator is a gift wrapper. Okay, in the original item, means in the original means inside the gift wrapper the original item will be there. So you need to think that this is called your function, and the wrapper will be your decorator, means inside this function the item will be there. So we are not changing the functionality of that particular wrapper, we are trying to give a extra functionality by the help of this wrapper to decorate something. Okay, so the output will be the same item, but it will be enhanced or modified. Okay, so this is all about our decorator. Okay, so now we are trying to write the theoretical points. Okay, so what is decorator? So it is a design pattern which is used to add additional functionality. Okay, additional functionality for a class or method. Okay, if I try to create class also it's fine, also if I try to create for the method also it's fine. Okay, for the method without changing, okay, without changing the original functionality, without changing the original functionality. Okay, original functionality is called our decorator. So the decorator are classified into two types. Okay, it have two types. Okay, the first one will be called our inbuilt decorator, and the second one called our user defined decorator. Okay, user defined decorator. So then what is the user? The inbuilt decorator will be happen. So here we need to write the inbuilt decorator are class method. Okay, then the another called our static method, and the next one called our abstract method. So these are the inbuilt decorator that's available in our Python. Okay, make sure that you don't need to give any space. Okay, because here it will be displaying me the red light, that's why here I'm trying to give a space. But in the real time, if I try to give a space, it will be gives you a error. Okay, make sure that you don't need to give any space between the name. Okay, because the identifier rule says that. Okay, now the next one will be what is our user defined decorator, means how to create this user defined decorator we have already seen. So now we are trying to write the theoretical point. Okay, so to create this decorator, we must have followed the nested function. Okay, if we use this decorator, first we need nested function. Okay, after creating this nested function, the outer function, okay, the outer function will take one mandatory argument, okay, mandatory argument, that is ARGS, and this ARGS, okay, it will be a industrial standard name, okay, if you are give anything, okay, so this is called our ARGS, okay. Then whenever you are try to use this decorator, you need to use your outer function name, okay. If you want to use this decorator, you need to use the @ symbol followed by the outer function name, okay. So whenever you are trying to use this decorator, first you need to provide your @ symbol. After you are giving the @ symbol, then only you need to give your outer function name. So how the control flow will going to happen, I am just trying to create one more time, okay, so you can get a clear picture on that. So here I'm just trying to write the control flow, okay, because here how the storing will be going to happen, because this ARGS will be storing the outer function, and for this inner will be holding this inner, and this Sunday will be also holding this inner. How? Because whenever this decorator will be going to happen, after that it will be directly come to our first, means the first line. After this first line will be executed, means in the ARGS our Sunday will be going to store. Then whenever this inner will be getting occupied, means the starting of this execution of this inner function, this inner also will be storing the address of inner, because we are trying to return this inner only. So in this inner we are trying to call this ARGS, means in this Sunday, means the Sunday will be storing the inner function only, okay. So that's why here I'm just trying to write the control flow, which function will be storing which. So the ARGS will store Sunday function address, okay, function address, and the inner function will store inner function address, okay. Means in the interview they might be ask you which function will be storing which function address, okay, and the Sunday function will store the inner function, okay, inner function address, okay. So that's all about our decorator. In the upcoming classes we are trying to writing some more example related to our decorator, means in the real time how the decorator will be going to work, we are trying to see now, okay. So thanks for watching Triaright.